All right, so I wanted to go over something that I was having trouble with in Anaconda and working with Python environments. So the issue was that I was trying to install a package called DearPy GUI, which is a more, it's like a better looking version of Tkinter, which is a GUI Python library. And I was trying to install it in my Conda environment, and I was using Python version, I think 3.8, I want to say. I'm going to just switch over to my environment real quick. Conda, activate GUI. So I have this environment called GUI, and I kept changing my Python version, thinking that that was the reason why I couldn't install the package. Normally, I install packages in Anaconda with Conda install dear PyGUI. Oops. Let's try that again. Conda install dear PyGUI. So I kept doing this, and I couldn't get the package. So I just kept on changing my Python version. Let me go back up to that command. So if you're in your environment already, and then you want to use a different version of Python, you just do conda install Python and then type in what version you want to change to, and then it updates your environment to use, that version of Python. I'm not going to do that now because I already found the version I wanted, but that's how you update your Python version if you already selected your version when you created an environment. That's not what this video is about. I kept on trying to do conda install dear PyGUI because that's what I wanted to use, but then I realized I needed to do pip install PyGUI. Oops, that's not it. It's dear PyGUI. And as you can see, I already have it. Let's do conda list. And you can see I have dear PyGUI installed on the channel Python package installer. So I started reading about this because I wasn't sure if everything was going to work right. And as a matter of fact, I haven't even tested the DearPy GUI library since I installed it. But I wanted to explain something. I was reading through the Conda docs, and it says if a package is not available from Conda or anaconda.org, you may be able to find and install the package via Conda Forge or with another package manager like pip. Pip packages do not have all the features of Conda packages, and we recommend first trying to install any package with Conda. If the package is unavailable through Conda, try finding and installing it with Conda Forge. That I did not do. I'm interested to see what happens if I try it. If you still cannot install the package, you can try installing it with pip. The differences between pip and Conda packages cause certain unavoidable limits in compatibility, but Conda works hard to be as compatible with pip as possible. And here we have a note that both pip and conda are included in Anaconda and Miniconda, so you do not need to install them separately. Conda environments replace virtual environments, so there's no need to activate a virtual environment before using pip. It is possible to have pip installed outside a conda environment or inside a conda environment. I think it's important to notice that. To gain the benefits of conda integration, be sure to install pip inside the currently active conda environment and then install packages with that instance of pip. The command conda list shows packages installed this way, with a label showing that they were installed with pip, and that's the label that you saw. You can install pip in the current conda environment with the command conda install pip, as discussed in using pip in an environment. If there are instances of pip installed both inside and outside the current conda environment, the instance of pip installed inside the current conda environment is used. Okay, so I know that's a lot, but let me just break it down. Basically what that means, I'm going to explain a few things to make it simpler. When you create an environment in Anaconda, conda create dash dash name, and we'll just call it test, and we'll do Python equals 3.8. So we're creating an environment called test. We're going to say yes. But before we say yes, you can see that it's coming with the most up-to-date version of pip already. So if you're installing if you're creating a new environment, it's going to come with pip anyways, and whatever version of Python you chose. So I chose 3.8 in that case. So I'm going to hit yes to proceed. I'm creating that test environment. Now I'm going to switch to it. We're going to do conda activate main, or I'm sorry, test, conda activate test. Now I'm going to try to do what I just did, conda install dear.py GUI, and it's not going to be able to find it. So instead, actually, I'm going to try what they first recommend is to use try install it with conda forge. So we'll just do conda, maybe it's conda dash forge install dear.py GUI. Nope. Conda. Let me look that up real quick and see how to do that. Let's see. How to conda forge install. Using Conda Forge is easy. Make sure you have at least Conda 4.6, then you just have to register the Conda Forge channel as a package source for Conda, and activate the strict channel priority. Will be activated by default in Conda 5.0. So it's already activated by default if you have at least 5.0. So let me just see Conda version. I have 4.9.2. So let's do Conda update Conda. Is it Conda dash dash update? No, okay, so I'm not worried about it. We have Conda 4.9.2, no big deal. So we're probably going to have to set strict, okay? So we'll copy this, conda config, add channels, conda forge. Oops. Okay, and let's go ahead and set channel priority to strict. Okay, and then let's see how to install packages with that. From now on, using conda install will also find packages on our Conda Forge channel. Okay, so you don't have to even change anything. So let's just try that. Conda install dear.py GUI. And it's taking its sweet time here. And it still couldn't find the package. So we've tried using Conda, we've tried finding it, installing it with Conda Forge, but since we have no other option, if you still cannot install the package, you can try installing it with pip. And so that brings us back to, let's look at our Conda list. These are all the packages we have installed inside of our current environment, and one of them is pip. So we already have pip installed, we already have Python 3.8, so we can go ahead and use pip to install dear.py GUI. And now this time, it actually found it and installed it. So we're not, I guess we're not, let's see, to gain the benefits of Conda integration, be sure to install pip. So we still get the benefits of Conda integration because we're using pip inside of our environment, which means that we're using the pip that the environment uses. We're not using like the global pip. We're not using anything else. It's using the pip that's in your current environment. So we're good there. We have pip installed, we used it, and we can be assured that it's installing with compatibility with our Conda environment. I don't know what they're saying down here, or I'm sorry here. Pip packages do not have all the features of Conda packages, so I'm guessing that means we probably can't use like some of the Conda commands on that package. May or may not be an issue, I don't know. But I just wanted to show you guys, if you can't install a program in Anaconda, that if you can't find it and install it, then just go ahead and try the Conda Forge, which I showed you. And if that doesn't work, just do pip install. So at least you'll be able to get that package and try it out. You can go ahead and exit the video if you want, but I'm actually going to go ahead and try to use this test environment to make a quick little DearPy GUI app. So let's just look up DearPy GUI, and we'll just look at, some examples or something real quick and just grab a, a pre-made template or something like that. DearPy UI uses the immediate mode paradigm in your computer's GPU to facilitate extremely dynamic interfaces. It's supported on Windows 10, Mac OS, and Linux, so that's great. So in Linux, it's going to use OpenGL3. So we've got, let's see here. Here we go. Here's some example code. So I'm going to go ahead and put this, I'm going to go ahead and open up a VS Code session. I had something else going on here. Let's just do a new window. Actually, let's open a folder. Let's go to dev and we'll do a new folder called temp, and we'll use that folder. Close our other instance of VS Code and use this one. So we'll go ahead and create a Python file called GUI.py. We're going to paste this code in. Okay. Let me read this real quick. We notice using a Conda environment. If you experience issues with this environment in the integrated terminal, we recommend that you let the Python extension change terminal.integrated.inherit environment of false to in your user setting. Okay, I'll just exit out that for now. It's probably not finding that package because it's not linked to my environment right now in any way. But we're going to just do Conda activate test, which is where we installed DearPy GUI. And then we'll do, I'm still going to get that error. I don't know why it's not telling the IDE that I'm using that package now, but it's okay. If anyone knows the answer to that, please let me know in the comments. So we'll go ahead and do Python, and then we'll just say GUI.py. And here we go. Interesting. It's a big window. Yeah, you can see that it's actually working, which is great. I love it. I've been wanting to try this library out for a while. So I'll go ahead and close this down, and I was just wanted to show you that it was working. And I had installed that inside of my Anaconda environment. I opened up a terminal in VS Code, I activated the environment, I ran the Python program, and everything's working just fine. So I hope this video helps you out. Have a great one.